In a distance learning setting, we simply aren't able to cover our content in the same way that we would in a classroom setting. Because of this, it's important that we prioritize certain standards to make sure all students master the most important content. So, what makes one of our TEKS a priority standard? It is important to understand that this is not as simple as readiness versus supporting. In fact, the new ELA TEKS no longer even have that distinction. Some priority standards will be TEKS that include big ideas that are built on throughout the year. These standards will be a priority to prevent more gaps from forming. Other standards, including some supporting standards, will be given priority because they are simple, straightforward, and regularly tested. These standards will be easy for students to master, even in a distance learning setting, and will be used to make sure our students can still reach that meets grade level expectation on STAR. And ELA teachers will also be able to focus on the overlapping standards, those standards in the new TEKS with content that overlaps content from the previous TEKS. These are the only ELA standards that will be tested this year. Other TEKS will be less of a priority. These TEKS might be large, complex, and so full of material that students already struggle to master them during a regular year. These standards are not typically required for future learning. TEKS that are more complex and rarely tested are typically not worth chasing after. However, you may have students that master the priority standards quickly and are ready to move on. For those students, we will want to differentiate our instruction and push them on to those standards that have a lower priority. Without this differentiation, these students will have almost no chance of reaching master's grade level at the end of the year. But we will talk more about that during PLC question number 4. As you can see, identifying priority standards is a very important but very complex process. Because of that, the content coordinators and facilitators will be conducting professional learning throughout the year to help identify the priority standards in each unit and to describe the resources that can be used to get students to mastery over those standards.